So Kyle, anything new in your world?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've had a real interesting time. I spent the last 56 days, Talladega Nights, Legend of FPS Kyle, just having a real good time, meeting new interesting people, learning all sorts of new and interesting techniques and skills and tactics.
Nice. Lifelong friends, I hope.
I mean, I'm gonna see if I'm allowed to contact some of these people. We'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah, made a couple of real good friends in there. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk to them because we're both felons, but I'm gonna find out. Worked out a ton, did a lot of running, did a lot of dieting. I was 35 pounds. Had a real good time. It was
Nice.
it was a goddamn nightmare is what it was, Taylor. It was a goddamn motherfucking nightmare. All right. I woke
I
up.
don't even want to ask questions. I want to let you just go.
I couldn't sleep the night before, right? You know, I'm up like till 3 a.m. I gotta wake up at like 5 to like get going and get there in time.
Go to prison.
To go to prison. Crack of dawn, time to get to prison.
You're having to wake up early to go to prison, insult to injury. Like
because it's a 3-hour drive from my fucking house. They didn't send me to the one in Atlanta. They sent me to fucking Talladega, Alabama. Bumfuck nowhere, by the way. All right? Don't go. The people aren't interesting, and the locale is disgusting. And it's 108 degrees while I was there, by the way. So I get a ride. Kitty's neighbor actually drove me. Very nice woman. And she came and picked me up as well. And all she wanted was gas. Like, she has a relative or an associate, I'll just say, who's also in prison right now. And so she understood. She's like, oh no, you're not taking an Uber or whatever, or hiring a car. I'm gonna take you.
This is Kitty we're talking about?
Kitty's friend. Kitty's neighbor. Yeah. And so get to prison like right before the cutoff. Like, I got to be there by noon. So I get there at 11:30. You know, I'm going to enjoy as much freedom as I can. Before I go in, stop at Zaxby's, get myself some chicken fingers, some French fries. Can barely eat it. Can barely get it down. I'm drinking like Malox the whole drive because my stomach's so upset and I'm so stressed out with heartburn, like not wanting to go the fuck in there. And so I go in and the guard's like, yeah, they'll be here in a minute to get you. And I go through these x-rays and this guard leads me up to this R&D room. I don't even know what that stands for. Maybe it's not research and development. I promise it's not that. It's reach arounds and dick sucking or something. And so they photo me and thumbprint me. God knows how many fingerprints the government has me at this point. I've done it at least 10 times. At least 10. Well, no. And so they strip me down, and there's no cavity search. I go through which I thought there might be, you know.
I was hoping.
And yeah, you're hoping. I was like, hey, I thought we were gonna get a little closer here in this initial phase.
I want the cute one.
I brought my wet platinum and everything. I'm prepared. So they put me on an X-ray, and it X-rays me, and I'm like, I need to lose some weight. I can see in the X-ray I'm getting chunky. And so go back there. They strip me down, put me in these super lame prison clothes. Like I can't even figure out which side of the underwear is the front.
There's no dick slot.
There's no dick slot. They're brown. Like, they remind me of the burlap sack that you would see people wear in cartoons.
That's not cool.
On TV, the newbies have a different brown versus orange. Did that happen there?
It's funny you mentioned that. I liken the experience of when you first get there and when you've been there for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then I'm sure for years, as like a Skyrim character, like an RPG character in Fallout or something, and how at first you're like wearing like ragtag bullshit, and you've got a spear, and then by the end you're like all armored up and you got a machine gun and everything. You're like fully kitted and fully geared. Very ragtag at first. You could tell that I just fucking got there. So
were there orange? Was the jumpsuit orange or striped?
Green. There's no jumpsuit at all. No jumpsuit at all. The uniform is green pants, brown shirt for the summertime. And then there's a green button up that goes over that in the wintertime. But it's so fucking hot, they let you wear a t-shirt. And so they lead me that's at the medium security where I was there. And so somebody picks me up and takes me over to the camp, which is just a stone's throw away. So we get to the camp, and I'm shown where my barracks, my dormitory is and everything. They give me a bed. I'm using air quotes because it ain't a bed. It's
more of a cot.
No, I would love a cot.
What was it?
It was one of those kindergarten pads that's about 3 inches thick. Like, it's nap time, motherfucker.
But it's on On a platform of some
on
sort.
a bunk bed that's like a net of springs, so that it's like when you throw that up on the bunk bed. But everybody's got their own mattress, so I go to the laundry. They fit me up with some green clothes and some brown shirts, and then they give me some big fucking army boots and some shit ass socks and a couple more pairs of underwear. Get all that shit in a bag, and I go to my cube. They're called cubes, not cells. We're in a big open
It's
dormitory,
pretty progressive.
and each one is separated by a block wall that's like 5.5 feet tall, kind of like here on me or something like that.
Cinder
I can
block
look
wall
over.
painted.
Yeah, cinder block wall. And there's about 80 of us in each dorm. And in my cube, there's already 2 guys in there, and I'm the third. And it's David, this little Mexican dude, and Block, this black dude. And I'm like, yo, what's your name, man? My name's Block. And I'm like, yes, it is.
Yes.
And in there we've got a little locker, and there's the 3 lockers side by side, and you open these double doors up, and you got 3 shelves on each side, and you can put your shit in there, your shampoo, your soaps, your clothes, all your nonsense, all your food, whatever. Well, everything was fine. I was like, this isn't so bad. First of all, air conditioning is roaring in there. It must be 65 degrees on the hottest of days. They had this massive industrial air conditioning, and running down the center of the ceiling is a gargantuan, maybe 3 foot in diameter AC pipe with the big heavy duty industrial vents pointed out to the edges toward the cots. So it's just blowing cold air.
Our tax dollars, keeping felons cool.
That's the only thing they spend money on there. And so I'm like, all right, it's going to be okay. Now, for the first 5 days, I had no commissary money. We couldn't get it transferred in. My bank was blocking the transaction. So I couldn't buy any shampoo. I had to use borrowed soap, and I was still wearing the bullshit level 1 RPG character clothes, which is super lame. And I didn't know where anything was. Didn't know what to do about anything. I couldn't even get a cup to put my water in. I had to someone gave me a bottle of water, and I would just keep refilling it at the water station. So, and then everything's fine. I'm getting to meet some people, getting to know some people. And then and there's a TV room, which I would love to go to and watch television, but you can't without a radio. You have to have a radio and headphones, which are about $100. And of course, you need your commissary money to get that. So I got to wait till the next week to get my radio and everything. So I basically just chill in my cell or my cube or whatever until I get my commissary money. I can get equipped at least as a level 2 character. And finally that happens. And now I got my radio. Now I'm wearing sweatpants. You don't have to indoors. I would just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt and flip flops.
This radio powers private headphones, I'm imagining?
Yeah. Okay. It's just a little hand radio, and you would tune it to a station that corresponded with one of 4 televisions. On the left, you got ESPN. Don't change it from ESPN. That's where it stays, motherfucker. Yeah. Just to the right of that, you got the black TV. Don't touch it, Whitey. In the middle, you got the Spanish TV. Don't touch it, Hueto. And on the right, you got the Whitey TV. Now, you don't need to know this. You could walk in and tell. Because obviously on the left there's Sports Center. Just to the right of that, there's BET or VH1. Just to the right of that, Telemundo. And just to the right of that, it's the fucking History Channel.
I was going to say HGTV. That'd be such a funny.
They're watching.
Get out of here. I've got a lot of garden ideas.
Yeah. So it doesn't take long before I start, some people know how long I'm in there for. And I didn't realize it right at first, but I was told about a week or so in that they think you're a snitch. They think that you are either part of one of those 60-day in reality shows because you don't look like a criminal and nobody gets 60-day sentences here. We've never seen that before. Or you've gotten transferred here because you're a rat from another place, and that's why you've only got 60 days. So there's immediately people who don't like me and don't want anything to do with me and are talking about doing something to me.